Moving on now, the Vatican has taken a further step after its recognition of Palestine as a state by signing the first legal treaty between the two sides. The treaty was signed by Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad al-Malki and his Vatican counterpart, Archbishop Paul Gallagher. The agreement covers the issues related to the existence and activities of the Roman Catholic Church in Palestine. The treaty, which is the result of 15 years of negotiations between the Palestinians and the Vatican, was agreed in principle last month. Israel has expressed regret over the matter. It says signing the accord will harm efforts to renew the so-called peace talks between the Palestinian Authority and Tel Aviv. Several European parliaments have already recognized the state of Palestine, but the U.S. and Israel oppose the recognition. Roger Fowler from the international, who is an international peace activist, joins us now from Auckland, New Zealand, to give us more insight on that story. Mr. Fowler, talk to us about the significance of the signing of this treaty between the Vatican and Palestine.
Well, it was probably signed in good intent. It's good to see that the Palestinians are being acknowledged rather than being ignored by powers around the world. However, it comes with it the so-called recognition of a state of Palestine. And what it fails to recognize is that Israel is occupied Palestine, and with all its walls and miles of barbed wire and checkpoints and racist and random violence and bombings and never-ending expansion of illegal settlements, not to mention theft of resources and the thousands of political prisoners held in Israeli detention centers. The so-called state of Palestine in these circumstances would be little more, unfortunately, than an endorsement of that current situation and a continuation where the Palestinians are besieged in what amounts to isolated Bantusteins, cut off from each other and cut off from the outside world. Principally, the occupation must end, and that's going to involve a struggle for, I believe, one single secular democracy. Israelis and Palestinians each are roughly about 50% of the population. And there's no really good reason why they can't be living in one state side by side in a democracy, just like other countries, or civilized countries around the world.
International peace activist Roger Fowler joining us from Auckland.